Hello. Welcome back to Seasons, a devotional that's based on my book. But you know that already. The chapter in my book that we're going to be talking about is called Now That I Have Your Attention. I am not a morning person. I have never been a morning person. I'm not a mean, angry, grouchy person who just wants to stay in my bed. No. It takes a while for me to fully come to be aware that there is a world around me. My friends know this about me, and God knows this about me. After all, He created me. He knows me inside and out. He knows my weaknesses, and He knows my strengths. However, as a new Christian, I struggled with a lot of self-condemnation over the fact that I just couldn't have a very good quiet time in the morning. I was taught that if you didn't have a morning quiet time, that it was akin to grieving the Holy Spirit. No, I had the quiet part of a quiet time down pat, but when it came to having any meaningful time with God, that part of the quiet time was sorely lacking. However, the Lord finally got through to my little religious heart and asked me to have my quiet times later on in the day where I could be fully engaged with Him. Yes, the Lord knows I'm not a morning person. One autumn morning, the Lord reminded me of His grace and how He wanted me to extend grace to myself as I sat on a bench outside of my apartment building waiting for a friend to pick me up. I was not quite fully awake yet, although I had been up long enough to have a shower and put makeup on and make a cup of coffee. But to be honest, I was sitting there still in my usual morning fog. Suddenly, a gasp of pure joy brought me out of whatever daydream I had been in. And I looked around trying to find the source of so much joy. I spotted a young couple. They were obviously not from Canada. They were talking to each other in some other language, and I couldn't follow their conversation, but I could follow their gaze. And just across the street was a magnificent tree in full autumn colors. Yellows and golds and browns. There was still green grass underneath that tree, so the contrast was startlingly beautiful. The young couple, being young, whipped out their smartphones, took a couple of shots, and then went on their way. I glanced up to the heavens, and I thanked the Creator for doing such an incredible job that morning. But within a couple of seconds of me glancing at that tree once more, a mighty gust of wind shook that tree so hard that almost every leaf fell to the ground, and I had to chuckle as those leaves swirled and danced down the sidewalk. I was so grateful I caught that moment. I sensed God chuckle as well as He whispered to my heart, "Good morning, Catherine. I am so glad you caught my gift. And now that you're more awake, have a great day." Your relationship with the Lord is very dependent on how God created you. Morning devotionals are great for people who are more geared towards doing a whole lot in life first thing in the morning. And it has nothing to do with if they're cheerful in the morning. Sometimes it's a really good idea that they do have a quiet time as soon as they get up so their attitude doesn't leak for the rest of the day. God also created some of us to be night owls. Many creative people do their best work in the middle of the night or late at night when the world around them is quiet. So I guess a personal application is ask the Lord when the best time it is for you to draw near to Him so you can take advantage of every moment of that precious time that you have with God.